Hi, I adopted Lolita from the Carson shelter 3 weeks ago after my 17-year-old dog passed away, and I worked with Kamisha to help me find a suitable dog for my family. When I brought her home, she was very submissive and subdued, and then after a couple days when she started getting comfortable, she was exerting her dominance in my household. She is affectionate towards my little dog, but she bit her over a bone, and she's very, very possessive over bones and food. I put her in the crate a couple of nights, but she's not used to it and didn't like it, but she did sleep there. And in the past few days, when we've been out of the house, we have a yard with a doggy door. She's ripped up boxes and other things and taken shoes out in the yard. And she's a sweet, sweet dog. She's not, has no discipline. She also jumps up on me and children, and she, what is it called? Not bites, but she puts her mouth on my arm to get my attention. Mm-hmm. And she does that quite a bit. And then when I tell her no, she lays on her back and assumes a completely submissive position. So my goal for her is to, and I do love walking her, and there'll be somebody to walk her every day, generally for about a half an hour to an hour. But my goal for her is for her to not pull on the leash, because she does pull. When I first got her, she walked by my side but got in front of my feet a lot, and now she's just pulling to keep up with my little dog. So control on the leash, to have her own food and to leave my little dog alone when they're eating, and just have some tools for me to understand how to do that, whether it's separating them or they can be fed in the same room. Have her feel comfortable and safe in her crate, so it's a place she wants to go. And then to be able to leave her alone, I might need to leave both dogs with bones during the day and have her not fight and bite my other dog over that. Or maybe I don't do that, and I need some training as well. I need to learn some things as well. She's a super affectionate, sweet dog, but indisciplined, and I'm sure you'll find out more about her when David's got a chance to spend some time with her.
The first thing that I've been doing when I'm acclimating her to little dogs is just having her on a leash with some little dogs. And we have a little dog right here. Come. Good. And she's gotten really used to it. Here, we've done this with a number of smaller dogs. This is always the way I start, and I always practice desensitizing her to the dog by saying, come, calling her away. Good. And actually, she doesn't know this dog though, so I'm using a dog we haven't practiced with before, so she doesn't know this dog. Come. It's easier with dogs that she's been used to doing this with, so I picked a dog that we haven't practiced with yet. So she is a little bit more interested than she would be. Come. If it was just a dog that she's been here with for the last month and been practicing with. With your little dog, she actually sunk her teeth into your little dog, so this is a great way to show you the exercise, and we can easily do this with your little dog as well, and you can do it. But none of these dogs here were attacked by her. She didn't actually attack any of them, and so your little dog is always going to be a little bit different in her eyes, because in her eyes, it's that dog. Like, that's the dog that I did that to, and I want to have that feeling again. So that's what we're dealing with right now, especially bringing her right back into your environment. But practicing this kind of stuff goes a long way towards teaching her how to be around another dog. And we're always practicing with small dogs because your other dog is small. But I'm going to just do the training. For example, the come command, I'm going to do everything in conjunction with the little dog. So I'll show you how I'm practicing the come command. It's left hand leash, right hand reward, and I'm wearing this pouch with some treats in it. High value rewards would be best in this situation. Chicken breast, string cheese, hot dogs, things that she normally, nope. She jumps on you like that, you just say no and put your hands up and she'll stop. Something that she normally doesn't usually get. So you save those things that she's crazy about for this one situation, because this is your big situation to get over in your household. We want her to become desensitized to your other dog. So we're going to only use these kinds of rewards. Come, to call her away from your little dog. And the other basic training treats, like when your other dog isn't around, you're just practicing basic sit stays, down stays, whatever. You can use the regular training treats for that, but in the presence of your other dog, since you want to make a huge impression on her that she turns away from your dog and comes back to you, you want to use the high value rewards only in that situation. So you notice how left hand leash, right hand reward. If she looks at the other dog, it's come, I back away, good. Left hand grabs the leash because it's free. This is over your wrist, over your hand. The right hand gives her the treat at the same moment. And then you can always step into her and go another way, or you can just continue to do that. Lead her over so she's closer to the dog. Come, call her away, good. So the tricks of getting a solid recall where she always comes back to you is never repeating the command. And like any command, we're never repeating it. Nope. She wants to do something else. She's excited, so that's why she keeps jumping up on me. But you never repeat a command. That's why we always practice with a leash, because you can gently but firmly reinforce that first time you say it with the leash, and all she knows is she heard the command once, she ends up doing it. That's how eventually, if you practice enough, you would have off leash. So don't do it off leash unless it's an emergency, okay? Always practice with a leash and do it exactly the way I'm doing it. The reward, this target hand is closed. She doesn't know it's empty. Come. It's like this right here. Good girl. Love her up extra. In an emergency, when you don't have a treat, just pretend like you have it. She'll always come to it. Don't call her to a half open hand or an open hand, because she'll see it's empty. So always call her to this, and you're always practicing. Let's look over at the little dog. Come. We're always practicing good like that. The treat's in the closed hand. And you're always backing away, because when you back away, the dog is drawn to you. So always back away. Standing still isn't half as good. Moving towards her, she'll kind of run away from you. So when you say come, you always back away, and that draws the dog to you when you back away. As you can see, it's happening here. So always follow those rules when you're practicing the come command. And as you can see now, like we've done this so much with different dogs, even a new little dog does, she's just not interested, because this is the pattern that we've established here with a lot of practice, which you will transfer to your home, your environment, do the same thing, and she's going to start ignoring your other dog as well. But don't leave them off leash together for a while. Since she attacked your little dog, you need to be super careful. And even after she's doing this and not paying attention to your little dog, I would still do it for another month. So when you think that she's fine, everything's good, do all these things that we're showing you on the video one more month to make sure that everything really is good, and keep practicing. Okay, sit. We're going to practice this mat exercise in conjunction with having a little dog being walked around. So you walk her up to the mat, you have her sit, and then you say, go to your mat, and say down. And then we practice having this other dog being paraded around in a big circle and rewarding her good when she turns away from it. Go all the way around. You can go this way too. So if the dog's a little bit closer on this side, I'm just rewarding her as the dog passes by, and she's practicing a downstay. As you can see, she's pretty interested, but every time she looks away from the dog, looks back at me, she gets a reward. No, make sure that she doesn't touch your hand. Good. So you see how I'm rewarding her, and she waits. Good. Until I withdraw and she takes it off the mat. So I'll do it again. Good. It's very calm. She's only going to be as calm and stable as the person doing this exercise. So you can't throw the food down. You can't have jerky movements. You want to do it exactly the way I do it. And hey, why don't you go around this way now? Go opposite ways. Yes, go around the other way. And just, you can coax her to go, come on, let's go. You can do that. You don't have to pull her. There you go. Very good. Good. Notice how my hand swings in like this from in front of her. Good. And she gets rewarded. She chooses to take the reward, look away from the object of desire as it passes by. Good. Focus, waiting. Very important. It's a great way to desensitize her to, good, to a distraction, to another dog. So this is an exercise that you'll do with one of your family members at your place. Good. Make sure that you, and that's enough. You can go over there now, okay? Make sure that you do this in a big space. Pick a big space in your house or in your yard where you can start with kind of a wide circle. And then as it gets easier and easier, you can move to smaller spaces as she gets comfortable with doing this with your dog. But this is a down stay. You notice that I said down, she went there. If she were to pop up at any moment, I'd say no. And I just gently but firmly ease her back down with my left foot like that. A basic downstay is where she accepts you walking around her both ways, just basic stuff. But of course, if she's in a fenced yard or inside the house where if she makes a mistake, she can't run around and get out anywhere, I'm gonna walk over here, okay? You can practice being much farther away from her. And I'm gonna actually go open that gate. Good, to practice something more difficult. So we're practicing all sorts of things in these downstays. This is a gate where usually if she's in this yard, she runs up to us and she would be normally triggered to pop up and run over there if I open it, but no, make sure she really waits. Good. But anyway, there are, dozens of things you can practice. And if at any time she makes a mistake, you say, no, there she did. Nope. You step into her, reset her by doing that little circle there, put her back, go back and practice it again until she gets it right. When she gets it right, good, she gets a reward, and then you either continue on to the next challenge or you release her. And the only way she gets up out of a downstay is when you come back to get her. Stand back next to her, you say, okay, lead her off the mat, have her sit, and then with your right hand, no, make sure she waits, with your right hand, pat her chest and say, go, and then she's free. Sit. We're taking Lolita out for a walk. We always have her wait at every boundary, every gateway, every doorway. You do this at the front door as well. No, she pops up, you say no. Gently but firmly put her back. All I did was apply a little bit of pressure. She went right back. Nope. Make sure she really waits. If she makes a mistake, you just gently but firmly pull up a little bit, and she has to really wait until you come back next to her. You say, okay. She walks through with you through that boundary. In this case, I'm by myself, so I have to close the gate, so always do those left circles. If you have to go somewhere with her, like go back or close a door or gate or something, do your left circle, use your body and tap that leash. Okay, walking her, it's just tapping the leash like this. Left circles are a great exercise to do. Sit. Good. Okay, I'll just do, 5 or 6 of them in a row when we start our walk. Sit. Good. Okay, I'm just going to do 3 right now. And at the end of the last one, I was giving a reward every time. Sit. But now, good. I saved the reward for the very last sit in our ongoing project to phase the treats out for simple things like this. We're never phasing the treats out for the other dog thing, but for simple things like this, now I'll do a sequence of sit stays or something like that, and then she gets a treat at the very end. And then I'm going to pat her chest and say, go. Those types of exercises and using that body language where you turn into her and you're not dragging her, you're not turning right and dragging her around like that, but you're actually just tapping to slow her down and using your body. It's so useful. And sit teaches her to walk next to you. Go. It's very relaxing. It's easy to do. And so try to always practice that on your walks. It should be a relaxing little exercise you're doing with her. Not even an exercise, it's free time. Left hand leash, right hand reward. She can pee, she can sniff, do whatever she wants. Just keep that leash loose. She starts to pull, come, you call her to you, good, or when you're walking, if she starts to pull, and you see she's not pulling me anymore, but she probably will with you once she's back home with you and I'm not there anymore. But if she starts to pull, it's just tapping and walking slowly. If you're walking slowly and you're tapping that leash, she's going to stop pulling you. And if you're still having issues, come, calling her back to you, drawing her back to you, good, just randomly out on the street. You're going to see, you're going to have more of what I have here, where she just doesn't pull anymore. She's just used to being on a loose leash closer to you. And she knows at any given moment you could call her back to come to you, and she likes that. She likes that command. She likes coming back to you when you call her. So the left-hand circles, the stopping at boundaries, also doing that stopping at a curb the same way we stopped at a gate. Very valuable in your walks to slow her down, to have her focus at different points in the walk so that she doesn't get out of control and kind of overstimulated and just, start pulling like she used to. And then just the basic leash handling etiquette, where you're always keeping it loose, practicing your recalls while you're walking. All those things combined make for a much calmer dog on your walk out in public.